All right, I'm uploading the video for authentication recap. You can check later on my channel. Right, today's topic is about let's forget about refactor. All right, today's topic we will learn how to do pagination, filter, and most important thing is mongoose middleware. Right, so two parts: pagination and filter together, and mongoose middleware. So let's first talk about pagination. So far, you only return a whole array of documents, right? What if the array is, you have 100 items inside the array? How do you limit the number of elements using JavaScript? Questions? I expect answer. But how do you limit the number of elements inside an array using JavaScript? Slice. Yeah, starting from 0 to 20. For example, if you want to return only 20 items of 20 documents of experience, for example. But doing that way, you actually query the whole, all the experience from the database, and then you use JavaScript to slide it. It's not effective. It's going to slow down your whole application. So there's another way to limit the result by using pagination inside Mongoose. You have a method called limit, right? Something like that. You already know how to use it in Mongo. And today we're going to use it in our code, as well as we also learn how to return the specific range. For example, you want to return page number 2, meaning from item 21 to item 40, for example. So we will learn how to do that. And there's a reason why we have to do that. There's a limit on how long or how big your response is, right? It's normally it's about 1 megabyte or 2 megabyte or 4 megabyte, depending on the framework. So right now, it's usually be 4 megabytes for Express. You can increase the limits, but from the US point of view, you don't want the user don't want to wait for like a whole minute or maybe 30 seconds to receive the object. That's waste about 4 megabytes, right? So let's think about people who's in Africa or some poor country have very slow internet. They should not be waiting for 4 megabytes in order just to read the first document, for example. Like here, they only care about the top, the hottest events, for example. You should not let them wait for like half a minute to see only 4 of them. Okay, that way we can use pagination. We only show the first 10, for example. Right? That's why we need it. And remember your GitHub project, you actually use it. For example, in your pagination, you have some repos and then some page number. You can also define how many documents you want to return per page. Right? And you can also sort them. So all of these are called pagination. It should be handled by our mongoose, our database, not the normal JavaScript. Right, so here's the 3 most frequently used method. We have limit, we have skip, we have sort. So you know what sort does, right? Right, so I'm gonna skip that. So limit is to limit the number of results for each request. For example, you only want to send 100 documents per page. So limit will be 100. Okay. And skip here, skip is more complicated. The number of results that you want to skip. For example, how many do you want to skip here? 3? No. How many documents we want to skip here? So skip is a number of results that we want to skip, right? So how many? We want to see page number 3. 200. So we want to skip 200, right? 200. So we want to skip the first 200 results, and we target only the 201 until the 300, right? So that's why I say it's more complicated than limit. Okay. Oh yes. This guy is so fast, but I hardly see him. Right. So that's the whole point about pagination. It's very simple, and we will do it. We will handle it dynamically from the queries here. We will call this query. Everything, every variable after the question mark will be queries, right? For example, we have query page equal 3, per page equal 100, short equal etc. Right? And then we have one more thing to do, filter, which is very important for every single app. Here let's see what's the filter here. What are the filters? I mean,
dates and date price.
Yeah, all these are filters. So we have dates. We can select the date, which is something like filter by date, filter by time of day, filter by the prices, language, and what is this? Filter by tags, right? So we have many different filters. We can also filter by rating, right? Or durations. So right here is 90 minutes, 75, 80 or something, 85 or something. Right. These we can filter by these: price, rating, hours, durations, tag, language, or time of the day. We don't have this filter yet, so let's forget about this for now. Right. So we can filter a lot of things. That's why I say filter is very important for every single app, especially for commerce. Right. For example, if you open tiki.vn, you see a bunch of filters. Right, here we go. Oh my God. So these are all filter. Let's see if I click one of them. See what happened. Look at the URL here. Right? The URL here.
URL is badly designed.
No, it's actually very smart, but okay. So you can see all the items inside bếp các loại, like types of cookers. And you have these are encrypted. You don't understand what they are, right? So basically, they filter a lot. There's a bunch of filter in e-commerce. If you look at the URL at the bottom here, see, it changed. The ID changed as well, right? So they are all filters. So go to Amazon, for example, Amazon.com. They have the same thing. So I'm gonna select item here. Oh my God. Okay. As you can see, something ID in Kindle. You have the ID. You have a reference from somewhere. You have the filter by something, right? So they are all filters. We will learn how to do it today. Yeah, search as well. Search is kind of like another filters. You basically you want to search text, right? Okay, back to the topic here. Oh, there's eBay. eBay has a better explanation example. Okay, if I here you can see Sony is a brand. Maybe it's a tag. Could be a tag, right? And this is a category number. I mean, I think something like that. And you have other stuff that you don't understand. That's how they name it. So you also have the condition, item condition 2000, maybe 2000 mean brand new or refurbished. So they are all filters.
If you go back to the other slide.
Oh, that's done for the filter. Oh, so with this. And there's a couple of ways we can send inside our query string, URL query string. We can send an object, we can send an array, we can send string numbers. Oh, I don't think you can send number. Yeah, you can send string, array, object inside our URL query. Right, and that's it for filter. It's very simple, but we have to deal with code. Second part will be middleware, mongoose middleware. I said about this yesterday. Someone asked me, I forgot, but we have, for mongoose middleware, we have 4 types: document middleware, model middleware, iteration middleware, and query middleware. We mainly use document and query. We will learn how to use them today, and model and iteration is where I rarely run into them. Okay, so document middleware, middleware, what is middleware? Pre-hook, pre-something, post-something, right? Pre-save, post-save, they are middlewares. So let's call them hook. So we have pre-hook and post-hook. And the hooks, the document middlewares are the hooks that work on these methods: validate, save, remove, update one, delete one, init. Mainly we use save. We use on save. So remember we have pre-save and post-save. You have never used post-save yet, but we will use post-save, pre-save today. And sometimes you use some methods, different methods, for example, find one and update, right? And find one and updates are query. So we had to use a query middleware in order to trigger this. It's going to be like this: schema dot pre, right? Instead of having pre-save, right, and function something, we have something different. Find. So this middleware, this pre-hook, we run every time we call a find method. For example, find one, find normal find one and update, find one and delete. So basically every middleware, every method that we call with find, start with find, it will activate this middleware. And this middleware is a query middleware. It's not document middleware. Remember that. So if you want to run it on find one and update, or find by ID and update, you can run like this: find one and, right? Find one and delete, find one and update, same thing. So now you may wonder what is find by one and find by ID. Sometimes you use find one, sometimes you use find by ID, right? He yesterday asked me. So find by ID is a more custom method, but the underlying method is still use find one. Right, so instead of putting the object as a filter, now you can use find by ID. You only need the ID. Shorter. But there's no such thing. There's no such thing. Pre-hook for hook. There's only find one on in MongoDB. Find by ID is something belong to mongoose, right? Yeah, we should always use find one in the middleware. Right, that's pretty much it. And also, depending on which middleware you're using, for example, document middleware, the this will be the document. If it's a query middleware, the this inside the function will be the query. I will explain it using the code. And so here's a list of the document middleware. These are the methods. Right. As you see here, there's also update one in document middleware. They also update one in query middleware. So how do we know which one, when it use document and when it use query? Well, you can read the doc. read the docs. I would always suggest you guys to read the doc. It's more clear. It's more clear. It has a bunch of things. So here we go. Not here. Sorry. I think I have it in Discord. I hate to find that documentation page every time. So basically, it's here. Here we go. Wait, where is it? Where was the page I sent yesterday? Okay, type middleware. So here we go. There's a full list, right? And more links here if you want to read more. So by default, update 1 will be okay. By default, it's going to be the query middleware. So if you want to change it to document middleware, you have to use document true and query false. You have to give an option like this in your code, right? But you rarely use this one. So that's all.
So actually, what do you use it?
They act the same way. Not really the same way. They serve the same purpose. A middleware, rehook and puzzle. But the way you use it, the way you write the code will be really different from the type of the middleware. For example, query middleware, this is different. This will refer to the query object, and document middleware, the word this will refer to the document object. So because they refer to different objects, then they have different methods, they have different properties, and the way we use it is different. They are different. Right? You will see it in the code. Just remember this. You have to remember. So document middleware will run when you call save or when you call create, right? Or when you call remove. And query middleware is triggered when you call count. Really? Okay, count, find 1, update. It also run and remove and update 1. So basically everything with 5, you should use query middleware, right? Just remember this. I'm going to stress it again. If you use save, you need to define a document middleware. If you use file and something, file 1 and something, right? You use query middleware. That's it. One in one sentence. Yeah, that's it. Right, and that's it for today's theory. You can take a little break and review all the slides, and we will go back and start coding. At 11:05. Okay, 10-minute break. 10-minute break. Oh wait, do you have any questions? Yeah, sorry, I forgot to ask that. Yeah, any questions? Let me ask you. If you don't ask me, I'm gonna ask you. Okay. All right. If you don't ask me, I'm gonna ask you. Okay. Man, I can hardly think about the question here. So about filter here. What if I want to filter with tag? Yeah. Or rating, or let's go with rating easier. Okay, tag is more, the syntax is harder. Okay, if I want to filter one more field, rating below. Oh shit, that's still hard. Okay, rating below 4.0. How do I say? How do I write here? It's actual question. Below 4. I didn't say it here, but it's in the code. So we want to add one more query, right? So
lesson 4.
Lesson 4 rating. So rating start from 1 to 5.
LT 4. So rating.
So you will want to do like this in code, right? But in string, you have to do it like this. And we'll start with a new query, right? We'll add one more query. And rating less than 4. We will write a query like this. So our object, our filter object, we understand it. It understand rating is less than 4. It's magic. Yeah, it's here. This will, so by default, express will translate, convert it into this object. Right. Express is very smart. It will turn this string to this. Right. It's very smart. It will turn this string into this. An object is a query object. This object is a query object, right? It can have multiple keys. And there's one key here, which it is smart. Slow, yeah. So this syntax, mongoose will handle this for us. It's very fast. All right, last question done. Pagination. Middleware. Okay, middleware is harder. I'm gonna ask about middleware. So when I do find by ID and delete, what is the middleware? What is the type of the middleware I have to define? Yeah. For example, here in my code, in my handler factory, I have something called, oh yes, I say don't use find by ID in something, right? So for example, if I have something like this, find one and update, what's the middleware I have to define? If I want to do something before I update. Answer is I have to do something like this. Schema.read find one and update, or just find one and it's okay. So find one and is a prefix. If you want to be more specific, you can type update. How to see? Okay, so here's a function, and this is a function. Right, there we go. So if you want to run on file one and update, you have to write a middleware like this. If you want to run on a middleware called a method called .save, then you change this one to save. Right. Okay. Yeah, this is document middleware, and this is query middleware. Right, that's it. Break, guys, break. Sorry. That's it. Take a break. Come back at 10.